to the video game, please get your vaccinations. Get vaxxed. Do the right thing. Get that shot, bro. Get that shot. You'll be totally fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's legit. Makes you feel healthy. And stay away from sugar. I'm going to put a hat on because it's a bit bright in here. Stay away from sugar, kids. I'm eating a carrot here. I'll have a carrot once a week. Not too many carrots because there's a lot of sugar in there. Let's cut to the mainstream media here. Got some great information about how to stay safe during this crazy pandemic, man. It's a pandemic out there. That's why I'm staying in this little tent here. Just social distancing, you can't be too safe. As soon as I go out of tent, got a mask on, etc. So actually, when I'm not speaking on camera, I'll put the mask on straight away, just in case, can't be too safe out there. So social distance, stay home, get vaxxed, pay attention. Let's listen to this. Listen.
Shopping scene prepares to come alive again. Retailers and customers have been blindsided by a bizarre loophole in the government's vaccine rules. Unvaccinated Victorians will be able to browse the aisles and pack centres despite a high community caseload. Reid Butler reports.
No jab? No worries. Victoria may be the vaccination state, but it's a free-for-all come Friday when non-essential retail finally opens.
The fair thing is to give people some time. That's what we've done.
Turns out you need to be double jabbed to go to the pub or a movie, but not to browse the aisles or visit a busy shopping centre. Confused, so is Chapel Street trader Stacey.
If you're not vaccinated, stay home. Or you know what? Just order online.
Like many, she thought only the vaccinated were permitted to shop in her store. Now the shopkeeper fears unvaccinated customers could bring the virus in with them.
We don't want to get sick. We don't want to close again.
We would absolutely...
If you're not vaccinated, stay home, man. Because people like me who are vaccinated don't want to catch it from you. You unvaccinated people are spreading it. I got the vaccine, so I don't get it. So you don't, so you're unprotected. I'm protected, so stay away from me. Please, stay home, man. Or get vaccinated, man. Listen to Stacey from Chapel. Let's listen again, man. Stacey looks like she knows what's going on. I'm going to trust what Stacey says. Listen to this.
At a busy shopping centre. Confused, so is Chapel Street trader Stacey.
If you're not vaccinated, stay home. Or you know what? Just order online.
Like many, she thought only the vaccinated were permitted to shop in her store. Now the shopkeeper fears unvaccinated customers could bring the virus in with them.
We don't want to get sick. We don't want to close again.
We would...
You know what I mean? Makes total, what Stacey said, makes total sense. Total sense.
Absolutely discourage anybody who is not vaccinated from going into any of those retail settings.
That's right, because you might spread the disease to those who are protected with the vaccination. Is that right? I don't know. What does Dan Andrews say?
But this is the official advice. You're free to shop regardless of your vaccination status from Friday, but that changes when we hit 90%. That's when unvaccinated customers will be locked out.
Oh, so that makes sense. So right now you're free to go if you're not vaccinated. So 3 weeks you can do what you want, and then they'll close it down later on. That makes sense, I think.
Some who were keen to hit the shops this weekend, now uneasy.
The amount of cases that we have today, like we have been having, I guess it's kind of scary. Walking around with people that might be more infections than you are.
We recorded 1,534 new cases today, bringing the 7-day average to 1,798.
So the vaccine rate's going up, cases going up, and we're opening the doors up. Makes sense. But my concern is that here in South Australia, we don't have any COVID. We test every single person in South Australia twice a day, I think. So we know that no one's got it. No one's got it here in South Australia. We test them twice a day. We test every single person. So we know no one's got it. But they're going to open up the borders. It says here, this is The Guardian. They're going to open up the borders in South Australia to the infected states of New South Wales, Victoria on Freedom Day. On the 23rd of November. And they're going to introduce COVID into SA. They're saying that. They're going to introduce COVID into SA. I'm concerned because I'm vaccinated. And what if I catch COVID? I got the vaccine to get protected, and now they're going to let COVID into SA. So I'll say, keep COVID out, keep the unvaccinated people out. Don't come near me. If you're not vaccinated, don't come near me because you might give me COVID. I got the vaccine, so I'm protected. That's why I got it. So don't come close to me, you unprotected person. The protected people like me need protection from the unprotected people like you. So please get your vaccine. Another one over here is, this is the Herald Sun, which is a very, very esteemed and respected mainstream media here in Australia. This is how serious this pandemic is. COVID kills a woman in her 20s dies of COVID, as Victoria records lowest case rise since October 6th. So read this title again: women in 20s dies of COVID. Sydney Morning Herald Sun, which is a Victorian newspaper. All right. So then they got Martin Foley, the health minister. All right. So then we scroll down here and we read the. Mr. Foley announced 7 people died with COVID in the last 24 hours. Died with COVID, or that says with COVID? With COVID. Is there a difference between with or of? I don't know. Maybe it's just like text or something. In the last 24 hours, a woman aged in her 20s, 2 men in their 40s. So, hang on, they said up here dies of, and now it's died with. Okay, I'm not sure. And then he says, he later clarified the woman in her 20s had COVID, but died of an unrelated cause. I guess it's COVID, isn't it? You'll understand why I don't want to go into particular circumstances of any of the cases that died, he says. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to go into it. Why mention it and go into it more? I don't know. And then he says, this is the health minister. What I can say is that the traumatic death of the person wasn't caused by COVID. The person died with COVID in tragic circumstances. I don't understand but then the Herald Sun said dies of COVID, woman in her 20s. So I don't know, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not, Maybe ask your doctor what this one was about. I don't know. But anyway, that's the deal. But as you get your vaccines, man, the vaccines work. Obviously, stay safe. And I'm concerned. I don't think we should open the borders in South Australia. I think we should make our own country. I think we should get a massive bandsaw and just jigsaw out this whole state and just float it out down to the Southern Ocean. That's what we should be doing. Fortress South Australia, create an island. We can have dolphins, penguins, on the perimeter. We can have it all good. Just have a bike, tour down under. Just local riders. I'm all for that, man. But this is crazy, man. We're going to let COVID into South Australia. We're going to let it in. We're going to let it in. We're COVID free. We're going to let it in. And people who don't have the vaccine, we're banning them from my shop, from Foot Locker. If you got your vaccine, you go to Foot Locker. If you don't, if you're unvaccinated, you can't go to Foot Locker. You go to Coles and Sainsbury's and Tesco, Aldi, that's okay. But you can't go to Foot Locker because apparently the Wolf can determine which shop you're going to. What's watching you? It's spooky. It's always, anyway, that's the deal there. Stay safe. Get your vaccine. It's safe as. Experimental medication's okay. It's 2021. We're going to have open-minded here. Got to try new things. Just live a little. Stop. Take off your tinfoil hat and live a little, people. Eat your carrots. Stay healthy. That's the deal. That's the video from me.